Make sure if you do get an RFE, sometimes it's difficult to avoid an RFE because they are sometimes random. So if you do get an RFE, read the RFE carefully. And if you don't understand something, I suggest to use an immigration attorney if you get an RFE rather than trying to respond by yourself. Don't panic. Just because you received an RFE doesn't mean that the case is going to get denied. It's just that USCIS might have some additional questions. And most often than not, a response to an RFE does result in an approval unless you don't respond correctly. Make sure you read the RFE completely because there's a lot of information in there, which is just they're talking about case law, they're citing the case, they're citing the law, and it's not about what they're asking. What they're asking, the questions will be hidden somewhere within all this information. So if there's a 3-page thing, you might just have 3 lines of information that they're asking for. So please make sure you read the entire RFE carefully. It might seem that it's all information that is not useful, but sometimes they hide questions within the rules that they're citing. And you don't get a second chance to respond to an RFE, so don't respond in parts, don't read only parts of it, read it entirely, and respond completely to every single thing that they're asking to the best of your ability. Whether you have documentation to respond to it or not, you still need to respond. Either saying that you don't have the documents or saying why you don't have it, or submitting alternative documents that you think might be useful. Whatever it is, make sure you respond. Make sure you double check the mailing address, send it to the address that they mention. It's not anymore the address that it comes from. Sometimes they ask you to send it to this different address, and that's usually mentioned in the last page of the RFE, so make sure you read that. If you send it to the wrong address, it may not make its way on time, it may not make its way at all to where it needs to, and your case might get denied. Talking about making its way on time, don't submit your RFE in the last moment. Send it at least a week before, send it by FedEx next day or courier. Don't send it by regular mail because this is important and it might get lost in the mail. So make sure you have some way of tracking it when you send it. And that usually, that's why courier is useful. And send it by next day if you can. So do all these so that, there's sufficient time, even if there's some delays for USCIS to get your RFE on time, because they do not extend the RFE deadline, and that will not sending it on time will result in a denial. Don't forget to subscribe to our videos if you like what you see. Also give us a thumbs up and share the video with your family and friends. Thank you.